Family is big, family is deep, and no one can claim to have enough or sufficient wisdom to run a beautiful family. And therefore, Thome PCEA Online Church welcomes you every Friday to have a time of more wisdom to run and to build a good family. Because our desire, our mission is that we'll not just have working families, but we'll have joyful families. Therefore, welcome to the Family Enrichment.
Welcome to this week's Family Enrichment program from PCA Thome. It's such an honor for me to be here today. And when I got this call and when I got this challenge of what you're going to discuss today, at first I really felt I wasn't the person to share this, that doubt. And all the insecurities that I carry with me came into my mind. But with the grace of God, I'm happy to be here today. I do welcome you as I share what was shared with me by other young men. So today I'm going to share with you the conversations that came up with me on my WhatsApp groups and also like on my DMs when I shared this challenge with other young men. Relationships, I personally am not really good at some of them right now, but I'm also learning, and from this candid feedback that was given, I've picked a lot of lessons and also realized I'm not alone in some of the things that I feel most young women need to understand as we continue conversations of young people in relationships. So let's head straight to the challenge of the day. What do young men wish young women knew in relationships? So I'm going to start by saying that we need to set up expectations and actually manage expectations and how you're going to meet those expectations. Someone said most relationships fail because we have unrealistic expectations of each other. We forget that we all have different upbringings and we all need to have an individuality, that person that you are, that person that defines me, even before I meet you as a young lady or even before you meet me as a young man, there's that person that is me. And most people say that most women don't understand this. They come in and they try to change the person. They try to control his behaviors. And actually, if you do this, it will end up compromising. So most young men wish that young women would actually understand there's this individual and just let him be and continue to be who he is, but also him letting you be who you are. But at the end of the day, finding a point of convergence where you grow each other and you nurture each other's talents, skills, and also each other's relationships aspects. Also, another thing is there's need for an open and open-minded communication channels. Most young men actually wish most young women would actually be able to communicate effectively what they want to see, what they want to be. For example, if you love to be told things, words of affirmation, we wish young women to actually come forward and communicate that effectively, rather than giving hints and signs, which actually, if you don't tell us what you want, we'll never get to know what you really want. So, ladies, I think that's a point which has been raised by so many young men. They always say, you're giving us signs. Sometimes the signs don't really, we'll interpret them in the wrong way. And actually, at the end of the day, that will bring conflict. And again, we also come to the point of men are social, we are social beings, and we have our own life. And that's the point we talk about individuality. This is the point that I have friends, and sometimes when I chill out with them, you need to trust me that I'm not doing anything that will compromise on our relationship. And when you do that, you don't only give me space to, to be me, but also it makes me give you now space to be you as a lady, to grow you as the woman that you want to be. But that trying to control the person, sometimes even they say like ladies need to stop trying to control the man and changing him, and actually even coming in between the relationship that he has with his mother. I think that's a point to be debated, but most young men wish, it's not you trying to compete with my mom or something like that, but at the end of the day, you need to understand the mom will always be there, and there's you who is in my life as the person that I love. And also another thing that came up is showing support. The young men wish that young ladies could be more supportive. And by being supportive, again, it's not in line with finances, but other aspects of the young man in his growth, supporting them by, understanding their hustle, understanding their shortcomings, and sometimes giving them a shoulder to lean on. And this point actually takes us to another point, which is ladies need to understand that men are also very vulnerable. And we have our own insecurities, and we don't really want to talk about them with just another person. We need to understand the person that will, we trust you to share them with you, but also you're not going to use them against us. And it's a challenge that most ladies don't understand that. And most of them sometimes they also come, to use them against them. For example, if the relationship didn't work out, most people are saying, let us give it a try. If it doesn't work out, then, well, it doesn't work out. But if it works out, you need to understand, I need to be vulnerable to you. I need that safe space. And I'm going to be more safe when I'm sharing this with a person that I really trust, and that is the woman that I know I love. That's what is coming up with a lot of young people. And also, ladies need to understand men's love language. Just because someone is buying a gift to the person they love and probably sharing it on social media doesn't mean you need to do the same. For example, if my love language is money, don't bring me socks. That's what some people are saying. If my love language is affirmations, please tell me you got this, you can do this, showing that you believe in me. But just take some time to understand the young man you want to love and you want to see, and that will go such a long, long way. And also, they're saying learn the things. They wish that young women could actually learn the things that men, like for example, it's me, learn the things that I don't like, and also things that I like, and try to measure, and actually don't try to measure my love for you with the way I do them. Someone said, this is stupid and immature. I don't know how much that is, but I think it actually makes sense if you say, the things I do for you, it's the things that you use to measure my love for you, It's probably the much that I can do right now. And you trying to use that to measure my love for you, it's something that really discourages young men. And another thing is, now with our vulnerability and being more of egoistic persons, or people rather, men don't like to be corrected in front of people sometimes, and especially if you say it loud. Just as I always say, give praise in public, but criticize in private. Most young men wish that actually this is what they need to hear from, especially from the ladies that they love, and from that particular person, the lady. So ladies, stop doing that thing of correcting men in public. Well, yeah, they wish we could stop doing that. But also, again, there's this one point that came out very strongly, that please leave behind what is to be left behind. Most young men, actually, they wish that ladies and young ladies would leave behind most of the experiences from their past and actually not bring them. Well, you can't forget that, but please don't bring it into the new relationships. And actually, also don't compare us with that other person, with this other person. And also in terms of actually comparing young men with older men who have money, who have resources. And if you ask them, actually, they were also where most of the young men are. It's not that there's that time factor. And most of these young men have visions and they have their own things they're doing to actually be the men they want to be, who are providing for their families, security, safety, and everything that needs to be done. And this other thing that came out strongly. Someone said, it is hard for the ones who are really trying to be better beings, and all we hear is men are dogs and men are trash. And that is why we'll end up being like that, because they are already prejudged. So ladies, most young men wish actually you can do away with that generalization of men are like this. I'm sure you've had this, men are dogs, and it's actually after you have had an experience with someone. Please look for better terms than using this term. There are also a few more points that came out, such that it is never, most young men wish that most young ladies, or they wish young ladies would understand that it's never a bed of roses. There will be difficult moments in the relationship, but not any day that is difficult calls for quitting. As much as there will be these challenges arising, talk it through. And also they wish that not every disagreement becomes a fight, And another thing is that relationship is purely responsibility and sacrifice. Young men wish that young women would actually understand this. The relationship is a shared responsibility and a sacrifice in your own understanding. And also it's the small things that really matter. Men also wish that. It's not about the big things. It's just the small things that matter. I don't know how to put them out, but all these points were raised by genuine people, giving out their candid feedback. And now, as we move forward, actually, especially this time of, isolation and less interactions, it's my hope and my prayer that now we'll find real conversations with the real people that you want to be with and sharing these conversations with. May God bless you, and hope this has been a blessing to you. And thank you so much for your time and for your patience. Let's keep the conversations going. God bless. And let us close with a word of prayer. Our dear loving Father, come before you. We thank you and we exalt your name, Lord, in heaven. Father, we pray for forgiveness of our sins. And also we pray for your grace to understand and to nurture genuine relationships, Lord, as all this comes from you, Father in heaven. Thank you for using me. Thank you for all the people that shared their feedback here. And thank you for the people these conversations are going to empower. In Jesus' name we do pray, believing and trusting. Amen.